When you look at this matchup between Buffalo and Houston, you can feel that Thursday night is going to be different. Not just because it is prime time, but because the Texans arrive completely transformed since their last meeting in Week 5 of last year. The most striking change, and the one that gives the Bills a massive advantage, is the absence of the cornerstone that used to protect the quarterback's blind side. Trading away an elite left tackle, one who has been called to the Pro Bowl multiple times, is never an easy decision. Yet Houston made that choice as if trying to reinvent its identity. The problem is, so far, this reinvention feels more like an open hole than a carefully built solution, and Buffalo knows exactly how to exploit it. Houston tried to patch the position by bringing in a veteran on a short-term contract, hoping he could hold things together while the team adjusted. But that gamble lasted only a few months before he was traded again, leaving the offensive line even more vulnerable. The rookie who stepped in shows effort, but in the professional game, effort alone is not enough when you're left exposed against pass rushers who can punish every mistake. His performance has been inconsistent, and that inconsistency becomes a direct weapon for a defense like Buffalo's, which thrives on early pressure and testing the opponent's mental composure. Even though Houston's sacks allowed per game have dropped compared to last season, the numbers do not tell the full story. That decrease does not mean real improvement. It simply reflects that the team faced less aggressive defenses or units depleted by injuries. When they face teams that truly know how to collapse the pocket, everything falls apart. And that is exactly the kind of situation where the Bills excel. The difference between Houston's wins and losses makes this crystal clear. Against consistent pass-rushing teams, the offense struggles and sacks pile up, especially in tighter contests. Last weekend, Buffalo struggled to reach the opposing quarterback, who managed to escape pressure multiple times, extending plays and gaining yards with his legs. But that kind of luxury will likely not exist this Thursday. Whether it is C.J. Stroud trying to recover from a concussion or Davis Mills, a pure pocket passer, Houston will not have the same room to improvise. Buffalo's front seven is set to sniff out every extra second in the pocket and turn it into prime opportunities for sacks or hurried throws. While the defensive front sets the tone, the Bills' offense has finally found a reason to smile. Weeks of uncertainty at wide receiver, with no clear WR1, seemed like a persistent problem. Josh Allen lacked a reliable target who could consistently get open and make critical catches. But in the last game, a previously underutilized player emerged, taking advantage of expanded snaps and making a tangible impact. He did not just appear. He changed the dynamics of the passing game, offering Allen someone capable of creating separation and attacking the ball with confidence. His performance was eye-catching not because of flashy numbers alone, but because of the way he used his size and technique to dominate coverage. Target separation and route execution were top-notch, showing that his breakout was not a fluke, but a combination of skill and awareness. He also stayed on the field more than ever, matching the number of snaps of Buffalo's established receivers, signaling the coaching staff's trust in his development. This increase in playing time was not random. The return of a veteran receiver stabilized the group, opening space for the newcomer to showcase what he could contribute with a fair workload. Even as other receivers return, it is unlikely that this breakout star will see his role reduced. His size, reliable hands, separation ability, and contributions on special teams make him ideal for an expanded role, ensuring that he remains a central part of the offense moving forward. The combination of him, the veteran, and Buffalo's versatile receiver created immediate chemistry on the field. For the first time in weeks, the offense could move the ball more fluidly, mixing intermediate routes with vertical threats, allowing Allen to distribute the ball without forcing reads. This is exactly the kind of adjustment that can change the trajectory of the offense in the second half of the season, especially if the coaching staff manages snaps and targets wisely. Meanwhile, the previously primary perimeter receiver remains valuable, but has been carrying too much responsibility given his recent production. With more players contributing around him, the team can now better balance the workload, reducing pressure on him and letting merit dictate involvement. If the breakout receiver continues to perform, He is poised to become a key piece in upcoming weeks, particularly in games where Buffalo needs to stretch the field and open up defenses. Altogether, this sets the Bills' offense up for Thursday night with a far more optimistic outlook than in previous weeks. Buffalo appears to have found a trio capable of sustaining the passing game without relying on a single star, while the opponent arrives with its most glaring weakness exactly where the Bills' defense excels, setting the stage for a potentially dominating performance. Looking deeper at the Texans' situation, the cracks in their offensive line are impossible to ignore. Since trading away that franchise left tackle, the domino effect has been relentless. Every adjustment they tried, every trade, every draft pick, every short-term contract has failed to create stability. And while the surface statistics might suggest a minor improvement in sacks allowed per game, the underlying truth is brutal. The Texans' front five lacks cohesion, experience, and the ability to handle a relentless, disciplined pass rush like Buffalo's. The fact that their losses this season came against teams known for generating pressure on the quarterback tells you everything you need to know. When they face a defense that can consistently collapse the pocket, mistakes multiply, windows shrink, and quarterbacks are forced into rush decisions that inevitably lead to turnovers or lost yards. Buffalo's defensive front is tailor-made to exploit exactly this type of weakness. Joey Bosa and his supporting cast excel at recognizing protection schemes, adjusting on the fly, and applying constant pressure. Their ability to disrupt timing routes and force the quarterback out of rhythm turns even seemingly competent offensive lines into liabilities. The combination of skill, experience, and tactical awareness in Buffalo's front seven means that Houston is likely to face a relentless barrage from the first snap. Unlike previous games, there will be no escape hatch, no soft spots, no mismatches in coverage they can exploit easily. The pressure will come from every angle, and the Texans' untested and inexperienced tackles will be the first to feel the consequences. On the offensive side of the ball, Buffalo has discovered a new rhythm and versatility that could redefine how Josh Allen operates. The emergence of the young wide receiver as a consistent threat allows Allen to distribute the ball more effectively, forcing defenses to account for multiple deep and intermediate threats simultaneously. This has an immediate ripple effect on defensive schemes, making it harder for opponents to double cover star receivers or stack the box against the run. With three receivers now capable of creating separation, Allen can manipulate coverage, stretch defenders vertically and horizontally, and open lanes for explosive plays. The synergy between the breakout star, the veteran, and the versatile receiver transforms the passing game into a dynamic system where any one of them can turn a single play into a game-changing moment. The young receiver's size, hands, and route-running ability make him uniquely suited for contested catches, and his contributions on special teams add an extra layer of value. By earning a larger share of offensive snaps, he not only gains experience, but also becomes a critical piece in the offensive puzzle, ensuring that defenses cannot focus on one primary target without leaving others open. This development alleviates pressure on other receivers who may have been underperforming, allowing the team to redistribute snaps based on matchups, performance, and strategic planning rather than necessity. The balance achieved through this rotation strengthens the offense across the board, making Buffalo's attack more unpredictable and harder to defend. Meanwhile, the Texans' defensive performance, while slightly improved in raw statistics, remains vulnerable against elite, disciplined pass-rushing units. Their apparent ability to allow fewer sacks per game is largely misleading. It reflects moments of weak opposition or fortunate matchups rather than true progress. Against a team like Buffalo, which can consistently exploit gaps, pressure the quarterback, and capitalize on hesitation, Houston's offensive line faces a brutal test. Any lapse in technique, any miscommunication, any slight misstep could result in a turnover or a negative play that shifts momentum decisively. Buffalo's front seven is not just talented. They are strategic, relentless, and physically imposing, qualities that magnify Houston's vulnerabilities. Beyond the immediate matchup, Buffalo's offensive and defensive alignment demonstrates a deeper understanding of game flow and personnel utilization. Josh Allen can now operate with confidence, knowing that he has reliable options across multiple levels of the field. This multidimensional threat forces defenses to commit extra resources to coverage, creating opportunities for mismatches, blitz pickups, and screenplays that can exploit over-aggressive defenders. Every snap that features the breakout receiver, combined with the veteran and the versatile receiver, magnifies pressure on the defense while giving Allen the space to make calculated, high-reward throws. The strategic depth gained by this trio is amplified by the coaching staff's willingness to adapt game plans based on performance trends and situational needs. Special teams contributions from the breakout receiver add yet another layer of complexity. His ability to impact field position, participate in returns, and contribute in coverage situations ensures that he influences the game in multiple dimensions. Coaches can rotate personnel more effectively, maintain player freshness, and implement varied strategies without sacrificing offensive potency. This versatility is critical over a long season, where injuries, fatigue, and opponent adjustments test the depth of every roster. Buffalo's ability to integrate emerging talent seamlessly while maintaining pressure on both sides of the ball creates a competitive edge that few teams can match. The synergy between Buffalo's offensive innovation and Houston's exposed weaknesses sets the stage for a game where the Bills control the narrative. By blending a disciplined pass rush with a dynamically evolving passing game, Buffalo can force Houston into reactive football, responding to pressure rather than initiating plays. This reactive posture increases the likelihood of mistakes, misreads, and turnovers, particularly when quarterbacks are forced to make decisions under duress. The combination of elite defensive talent, a breakout offensive contributor, and a balanced receiver core provides Buffalo with a formula to dominate both the mental and physical aspects of the game. As the game unfolds, expect Buffalo to leverage these advantages with precision. The young receiver's growth trajectory, combined with the veteran presence and the versatility of the passing core, positions the team to execute complex route combinations, stretch coverages, and exploit mismatches in ways that can generate explosive plays. Meanwhile, the front seven's relentless pursuit and pressure schemes will likely keep Houston's quarterbacks under constant duress, forcing errors that can swing momentum decisively. Each element of Buffalo's game plan reinforces the others, creating a cohesive, multifaceted approach that challenges the Texans on every level. The adjustments Buffalo has made this season, finding new offensive leaders, integrating emerging talent, and identifying opponent weaknesses, highlight a team evolving strategically while maintaining its core identity. Josh Allen's ability to orchestrate the offense with multiple reliable targets ensures that the passing game remains a threat regardless of defensive alignment. The breakout receiver's presence, combined with the veteran and the versatile perimeter threat, provides the team with flexibility in route design, audibles, and situational play calling. This strategic depth, coupled with a front seven capable of dominating the line of scrimmage, creates a scenario where Buffalo can control tempo, field position, and momentum simultaneously. Before we dive back in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest Buffalo Bills updates straight to your screen. And hey, don't hold back. Let us know your thoughts on today's news down in the comments. The league corridors have grown louder in the last 24 hours, filled with whispers that refuse to die down. After the Bills issued a formal complaint over what they called irregular in-game conduct, new footage circulating behind closed doors has reportedly shaken officials at the highest levels. Nothing has been confirmed publicly, but insiders describe an atmosphere of alarm, one suggesting that the NFL is preparing a response far stronger than anyone initially expected. According to people familiar with the situation, the Bills staff believed something was off long before the complaint was filed. What began as a simple request for clarification has now escalated into a potential disciplinary storm, fueled by leaked clips that have made their way through team facilities and league offices. Those who claim to have seen the material describe it as uncomfortable and impossible to ignore, though the specifics remain a tightly held secret. What's clear is that the league's tone has shifted. Executives, normally cautious and measured, are said to be discussing sanctions with unusual urgency. The possibility of fines or even more severe punishment is being floated in hushed tones, suggesting that the situation is no longer seen as a minor dispute, but as a matter that could ripple far beyond a single game. Around the Bills' locker room, players have kept their comments brief, but the tension is visible. Rumors swirl that the team believes the footage validates concerns they have raised in private for weeks. Rival teams are reportedly monitoring developments closely, curious, and perhaps anxious about how far the league is willing to go. For now, the public is left with fragments, a complaint, whispers of incriminating footage, and a sense that something significant is brewing beneath the polished surface of league protocol. The NFL has offered no official comment, yet the expectation is that an announcement is coming sooner rather than later. Until then, the buzz only grows, feeding a storyline that is quickly becoming one of the most intriguing sagas of the season. That's a wrap for now. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay on top of all things Buffalo Bills, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what you think in the comments. See you in the next update.